Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let me introduce myself. My name is Sekar Arum Artanti. Today, I will present about the checklist concept of information to include when reporting a randomized trial. So, there are 25 checklists, and I will show which checklist section in my article. The first is point 1a, identification as a randomized trial in the title. So the title is Effect of Aspirin versus Placebo on the Prevention of Depression in Older People, a randomized clinical trial. Next, the point 1b, structure summary of trial design, method, result, and conclusion. There is have importance, objective, design setting and participant, intervention, main outcome and measures, result, and conclusion and relevance. So, uh, as we know, as abstract. Next, point 2a, scientific background and explanation of rationale. The prevention approach for many non-communicable disorders from cancer to cardiovascular disease have had major influence on incidence, morbidity, and mortality. Next, point 2b, specific objective or hypothesis. There's the hypothesis is there no evidence-based primary preventive pharmacotherapy for depression. Besides the hypothesis, the author also have the objective. The objective is the primary aim of aspirin was to determine if the use of low-dose aspirin reduced the risk of depression in healthy individuals 70 years or older. And the secondary aims were to determine its effect on mental health quality of life. The next is point 3a, description of trial design such as parallel, factorial, including allocation ratio. There, this ASPIRIT trial was a multi-center, double-blind, placebo-controlled primary prevention randomized clinical trial. And there are also point 11a, if done, who has blind after assignment to intervention, for example, the participant, care provider, thus assessing outcome and how. There are exam, the ASPIRIT trial was a multicenter, double-blind, placebo-controlled, primary prevention randomized clinical trial of daily use of 100 mg of enteric-coated aspirin. Next checklist is 4A, eligibility criteria for participant. So the participant is among older adults who were relatively health and community dwelling in Australia and the US and were 70 years and older or 65 years old or older if African American or Hispanic and dwelling in the US. The next, point 10, who generates the random allocation sequence, who enrolled participant, and who assigned participant to intervention. The trial was conducted according to the Australian National State on Ethical Conduct in Human Research and the Australian Code for the Responsible Conduct of Research, the 2008 Declaration of Health, and the International Conference on Harmonization of Good Clinical Practice A6, and was approved by Institutional Review Board at all sites. Next is the point 4b, setting and location where the data were collected. So the data were collected in Australia and in the US. The next point is HB. The type of randomization is the type of any restriction, such as blocking and block size. So the randomization of the study drug followed a block randomization produced and was stratified by site and age. That is 65 until 79 versus uh, the older than 80 years old. The next is point 5. The intervention for each group with sufficient detail to allow replication include how and why and when they were actually administered. So the participants were randomized to receive either 100 mg of enteric-coated aspirin or an enteric-coated placebo. The next says number 9, mechanism used to implement the random allocation sequence. So after the participant was received the 100 milligram enteric aspirin and placebo, which were identical in appearance in ratio 1.1 by 1. So the next point is 6b, completely defined specified primary and secondary outcome measures, including how and when they were assigned. So the primary outcomes variable of ASPRD was a proxy measures a major depressive disorder, defined as a CHD-10 scores of 8 or more. So, when compared with formal psychiatric diagnosis of late life depression, the scale has been shown to have sensitivity of 97% and a specificity of 84%. Now we next to the next checklist is 11b, if relevant, description of the similarity of intervention. So when compared with a formal psychiatric diagnosis of late life depression, the scale has been shown to have a sensitivity of 97% and a specificity of 84%. And the specificity of the CES-10 were 82% and 83% respectively. Next, point 3b, important change to method after trials commencement, such eligibility criteria with the reason. So the CES-10 was initially admitted at baseline at years 1, 3, 5, and 7. We added the 10 assessment to years 2, 4, 6 because on receipt of future funding and the National Health and Medical Research Council identifier. The participants were just assessed for depression annual until the end of their participation in the study. Next is the 6A, completely defined pre-specified primary and secondary outcome measures, including how and when they were assigned. The mental component summary scores was a secondary outcome measures of this pre-D. Next is the 7A, how sample size was determined. The target from ASPRE sample size was 19,000. But we anticipated a 5% annual dropout rate and a within participant correlation of 0.60 between baseline and follow-up measurement of depression using a compound symmetric matrix. Based on this assumption, we had 19% power to detect the specified difference in depression rates. Next, is the point sorry is the point 12a, statistical method used to compare group for primary and secondary outcome. So the GEE made models assuming Gaussian distribution with identity link function were used for analyze the SF12 mental component. In the GEE model account for within individual repeat measures using an unstructured working correlation matrix. And the logistic regression was used for comparing overall proportion of hospitalization at follow-up periods attributable to depression in the aspirin and the placebo group. Next, the 13A, for each group, the numbering of participants who were randomly assigned, received intended treatment, and were analyzed for the primary outcome. So the total of the participant is 19,114 participants. There are 16,703 in Australia and 2,411 in the US. And the randomized to receive aspirin or placebo at the 9,525 participants to the receive the aspirin or aspirin group, and the 9,589 to the placebo group or they receive the placebo. Next is the point 18 about result of any other analysis performed, including subgroup analysis. and adjusted analysis discussing pre-specified from exploratory. So the subgroup analysis of this participant showed no significant difference in the prevalence of depressive symptoms at annual follow-up. And the further exploration showed no specific pattern in baseline adjusted depressive symptoms duration at annual follow-up. And the next checklist about a table showing baseline demographic and clinical characteristic for each group. So the baseline data are measured at the start of the trial or the day zero. That's from the trial. And this is the table of demographic characteristic of participant at baseline. According to the CHEST-10, cutoff in the both group were similar. The body characteristic has age, main, body weight, BMI, female, a country, living status, and etc. The next is 22 is about interpretation, consistent with result, balancing benefit and harms, and considering other relevant evidence. So the ASPRI study in ascertaining endpoint and maintaining follow-up, this suggests that low dose aspirin is unlikely to be effective in preventing depression in a healthy older cohort. Next, point 16. For each group, number of participants included in each analysis and whether the analysis was by original assigned group. So in the table 2 is comparison of prevalence scores of 8 or more on the Center for Epidemiologic Studies. So there's about the comparison of prevalence score in the table 2. Next is the point 17a. For each primary and secondary outcome, result for each group, and the estimate effect size and its prevention. So the table 3 is about 12 items sort from health survey mental component, summary scores, comparison in an aspirin group and placebo group. So this is about the summary about from the aspirin and placebo group. This is about in the years 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 till year 6. Next checklist is checklist 20. The checklist 20 is about trial limitation addressing source of potential bias, imprecious, and if relevant, have multiplicity of analysis. So in the limitation, the fact that ASPRI cohort had higher baseline quality of life than is not in the other population-based study of older adult probably suggests bias recruitment in favor of individuals who are healthy. Next checklist is number 19. All important harms in or unintended effect in each group. So about this trial, there is no found about the harms or about the unintended effect in each group. Okay, we next to the next checklist about the source of funding to other support. So the ASPRID study is funding by a project grant from the Nationality Health and Medical Research Council, also by grant from the U.S. Nationality Institute on Aging, and then from Australian National Health and Medical Research Council, and also it's the of support for this trial. Next is the point 23 about registration number and name of trial registry. So the aspirin is reducing of event in the elderly or aspirin trial is registered on the International Standard Randomized Controlled Trial Number Register. So this is this number of register, and the aspirin trial had multiple institutional review board approval in the US and the Australia. So that's all about the checklist of the article, but the checklist consort. Uh, Thank you very much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.